What is good, y'all? Welcome to another edition of the Toxic Takes movie review edition. I'm going to be doing a spoiler-free review of Zack Snyder's Justice League, man. Been waiting for this one for a long time. I know a lot of us have. Most of these people that are watching these reviews for this, have been waiting for this to get released for a while. Now, if you didn't see, by the way, real quick, I'm your host, El Terrible, is your co-host right here, Jack DDC. Likes to remain anonymous, this guy. So in one of my previous videos, I explained that why there was two Justice League movies. I left out the part where it was, the studio that didn't like the overall tone of Zack Snyder's movies because they were so dark and Superman was so brooding and everything like that. So they initially, it was a blessing in disguise for them. That I don't want to say that because it's very messed up to assume that. It's a blessing in disguise that they had such a family tragedy happen to them and they had to step aside so that Warner Brothers could get another director to come marvel it up or fluff up the movie or whatever the hell the case was. It was a stupid choice. It was a horrible mistake. And the movie suffered horribly for it. Like the original 2017 Justice League movie was garbage. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do with my copy, but I don't fucking know. Anyway, most of the movie was already filmed already. All Joss Whedon did was he took out all of the dope parts. Like, as I'm realizing, I watched the whole movie. All the dopest parts of the Joss Whedon movie, which came out in 2017, was all Zack Snyder's idea. Those were all Zack Snyder's. He didn't add shit that made that movie good. He didn't add anything. Not even any of the jokes that he added, because that's the majority of what it was. He added little jokes to punch it up in the dialogue or whatever, but that was just, I don't know. Anyway, that's as far as I'm going to go as far as spoilers go. So let's get into it right away. So Zack Snyder's Justice League is a 4-hour, 6-part movie. It's about 8 parts if you count the beginning and the epilogue. I don't think they, the beginning part, beginning 5 minutes doesn't really have an opening to it, if I'm not mistaken. So the whole movie was pretty much done. The only reshoots that Zack Snyder did was in the end, in the epilogue. And like I said, this is spoiler free, and I'm not really going to get into what, the story and the, dynamics of everything. But, just to let you guys know, it is a 4-hour movie, but it does not feel like 4 hours, man. You will be able, a majority of people that I know were able to knock it out in one sitting. I couldn't. There was a couple of things that happened here and there and stuff like that, but it was entertaining through and through. It was fully entertaining and engaging. You can watch the whole movie for 4 hours. It doesn't lose you, and it doesn't become, oh, this is very important. It doesn't become convoluted. It doesn't become, this crazy ass, Inception type of fucking crazy storyline that, no, it's very, it's a straight shooter, man. It's really easy to stay engaged in the movie and not get lost. So everyone in this movie also gets all the characters in this movie get their time to shine. Superhero characters, I should say. All the superheroes in this movie get their time to shine, whereas a lot of them really didn't in the other one. The Flash, Aquaman, and I believe Cyborg. Yeah, the Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg were just okay little pieces that he just added in the 2017 Justice League. In this movie, they are main characters, and I'll get into Cyborg a little bit later, but they're more fleshed out. They have more life to them. There's a fucking heartbeat to all of them, whereas it looked like everything was rushed to try to get them together, to try to get that scene at the end of the original, I don't even want to call that the original Justice, but the one that came out in 2017. There was just a need to get them all okay, we need to get you guys all on the same team. Like, whatever. Okay, yeah, you're kind of a mean dude from the ocean, and then you're kind of an idiot, and you got all these jokes. And I like that they took out, like, the joke aspect of the Flash. Yeah, he is the comic relief out of anyone in the Justice League, but it wasn't, like, that's not what y'all had to do. Like, I liked what they did with him this time around. You guys will see the difference a little bit. He's not very different, but he is different. So, I mean, one of the first people that we get to see, just like the other one in action is, well, in the other one, the first person you see in action is Batman on top of a roof with the motherfucker from Mindhunter, and it was just stupid. It was a stupid scene, and I had a feeling that that was all Joss Whedon, and I was right, because this shit isn't even in this movie, the how the movie starts. But in this movie, the first person you get to see in action is Wonder Woman, and it's a scene that is in the 2017 Justice League movie, but it's so punched up, man, and it looks so much better. Like, even the overall tone of the whole movie, he added, like, his dark, Zack Snyder dark overtone to it, which I loved. And Wonder Woman just, like, rocks that scene. Like, you really have to scratch your head and wonder, like, a lot of times in this movie, like, why the hell did they take that out? What made them think that was gonna make this movie better if they took that shit out? Like, oh my god, they took out so much cool shit. Like really, really cool shit. Anyway, moving on. So, there's a lot more great action from Wonder Woman. Okay, this movie's rated R. And I think the thing that separates this movie from a lot of, or not just this movie, but the Snyderverse, if you want to call it that, from Marvel movies and, okay, the DCEU for that matter, from Marvel movies, is that Zack Snyder is not afraid to kill people in his movies, or let Batman, because, I mean, if you watch Batman vs. Superman, you think motherfuckers survived a lot of those fucking, like, car chases and shit? Like, Batman was murking these fools. Like, Batman was straight up, and he wasn't trying to hide the fact, Zack Snyder wasn't trying to hide the fact that, you know, Batman was, dude, Wonder Woman fucks these motherfuckers up, dude. Like, there's fucking blood on the damn walls after their heads hit the, like, okay, that's it. I mean, I'm not trying to spoil the movie, but she's hard. She's hard as hell on me. She is hard. And it's so dope. It's just really dope to watch her do that. Her action is already good. She's actually the storyteller. She's actually also the storyteller. She's the one that is the I don't want to say catalyst, but maybe she is, because the Amazons know the history of what happened before. So she tells all the characters in our movie, all our main characters in the movie, about what she knows. So she becomes, you know, the storyteller, and she's really good at it. She has an amazing, they all have an amazing role to play in the last fight that they have, but, like, yeah, she finishes it off so much better, man. Like, everything about Wonder Woman is so much better in this movie. I think it goes for everyone in this movie. But, yeah, her ending part, like, the last thing that she does, and you guys will know what I'm talking about, is so gangster. It just makes you wonder, why in the hell did you guys take that shit out? And keep in mind, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, they didn't add all this shit. They didn't just They didn't refilm any of this. Zack Snyder had all this filmed already. So anyway, moving on. All right, Wonder Woman was great. The Flash, wow. The Flash had a lot more action sequences. He was portrayed a lot nicer in this movie. Like, not as a nicer person, but he was portrayed in a lot better light, I would say, because he was a little bit of a pussy in the other one, and it seemed like he was just, they did that little thing in the other one where, like, I'm not used to doing battle, like, I just push people and run away. Like, that was dumb. I don't know why the fuck. Okay, so that shit wasn't in this movie, obviously, and he didn't act like that either in this movie. Like, he was a legitimate part of the Justice League, and he was a very, very, I mean, without giving too much away, he was 100% important in that final battle. And I think that's what I'm going to get to. Like, everyone becomes very important in this movie. Everyone's role is super important in this movie. Nobody is like just an add-on character. Nobody had like an add-on thing to their fight or anything like that. Like it was very they seemed like a team, like a very relevant team. So yeah, that was the Flash. Aquaman, I believe, like, okay, so, like, this was going to be Aquaman's first, like, foray into the DCEU, so they were kind of setting things up, and you can tell because Willem Dafoe is in it from Aquaman, but he don't look like how he looked in Aquaman, because I think that they were still trying to figure out, like, the costume design or whatever the hell. So he's in it, and I thought it was dope. What was kind of interesting was Amber Heard with her British accent. I don't think she had a British accent in Aquaman or in the 2017 Justice League, but she does in this one. She definitely does. It kind of fucked me up. Like, what the fuck? So, I mean, anyway, that's whatever. Aquaman's story's a little bit more fleshed out as well, but I would say out of all the characters in this movie and in the other one, Aquaman's story is lesser known because I'm assuming they already knew they were going to make a movie for him. They already knew they were going to make a movie for The Flash. They already knew they were going to make a movie for Cyborg, so they didn't really flesh them out, I guess, in Joss Whedon's Justice League. But in this one, they did. They touched on somewhat of The Flash's backstory, a little bit more than the other movie, and they touched somewhat on Aquaman's backstory. Like, that was, like, you know, the extent of it. And he was way better. He had a lot more heart. I like that he wasn't as confrontational as he was in the Justice League version, the 2017 one. He still was kind of a dick, and he still was kind of a hard ass and everything like that, but he wasn't as much, and he had a lot more heart. He had more feeling. So those two, the Flash and Aquaman stories, they weren't really like, there was no background story or origin story. It was a good build up. Cyborg, all right, in my opinion, like, y'all gotta watch the movie and, like, see what, but in my opinion, Cyborg stole the damn show. Cyborg is more or less, in my opinion, the main character of this movie. And he made it work. Like, it was really cool. He has a lot of heart. I can't stress how much I disliked him, and I disliked Ray Fisher. I owe him an apology. And it just goes to show, like, how much a studio and a director can change the outcome of an actor's performance, or change the outcome of the audience's perception of that actor or that character. Because I thought that Cyborg was a fucking whining little brooding bitch, and like, there's no other way to say it. Like, I just thought, like, he was bitchy. He was like, yeah, woe is me, like, oh my god, the fucking world and everything like that. And you watch this version, and, like, it's exact same circumstances, all right? Same circumstances, and it's just a different director. And I feel like there is variances in Ray Fisher's performance, because there's scenes that, like, you could tell that, well, obviously they took out in the other one, but Ray Fisher's performance and his humility and his humanity and everything is portrayed in such a better way in this movie. It's so damn good. Cyborg's story is like night and day. Like, fucking riding your bike to school and then buying a car and fucking, you know, taking your car to school. Like, it's that much of a difference what they did with this character. And I love him, dude. I love Cyborg. Like, it went from, like, I'm like, who the fuck? Like, why the fuck did they even put this fool in the movie? To, he's dope. Like, his whole arc, his story arc, it's really sad. It's, like I said, with everyone else, it's fleshed out. He is, in my opinion, he is the main character of the movie. Even though it's obviously Batman. But I would like to know what you guys think in the comments section or whatever about Cyborg. But it was everything about him and his relationship with his dad. I can't relate. I have an awesome dad. I have a great dad that's always been there for me. But, like, watching this watching this and like, you know, even though you can't relate to the way that the relationship between him and his dad, like it makes you like feel for it even more with the relationship between him and his moms. Like everything about Cyborg is so much better in this movie, and everything about his character development is very unique as far as like superhero movies go and everything. And I like that they explain like how dope he can be and how powerful he can be and what he can do and how significant his powers are. Moving on. We go to Batman. All right, now Batman is a different character in this movie. Not 100% different, but I think Batman is a little bit more... He has a lot more guilt in this movie, openly. Like, you can openly tell, like, he has more guilt, and he has more of a purpose. It feels like he has more of a purpose to try to unite them, okay? And in the other Justice League movie in 2017, Batman already, like, from the beginning of the movie, Batman already knew what was going on. Batman already kind of knew about the invasion and everything like that. In this movie, he doesn't find out. Like, he's already looking for them. He has, like, a premonition, and Lex Luthor tells him at the end of Batman v Superman that, you know, and something's coming or whatever. But it becomes clear, like, Alfred asks him at one point, not to give away too much of a spoiler, but he's like, you're doing all this because of what Lex Luthor told you? Like, you're afraid of what? Like, he's like, nah, it has nothing to do with Lex Luthor. It's all about him being Superman. So he feels like he has an obligation to Superman and to the whole world because of how he acted. And this is my opinion. This is what I think. Like, I think like he feels like he acted like an ass in Batman versus Superman. And he, you know, he kind of like feels like he set things in motion that led to Superman's death. He doesn't say that. This is just me gathering it, but like you feel that a lot more in this movie than in the other movie. Like there's a huge sense of remorse and regret of what, you know, what he did with his relationship with Clark Kent or Superman. So he has a bigger role. He has a much bigger role in this movie, and he's awesome, dude. And everything with Batman, like the Alfred shit and everything about Batman is doper in this movie, just like everyone else. I know it's becoming cliche with all the shit that I'm saying, but yeah. So we get to the Man of Steel, Superman. If you guys watched my last video, I wanted more Superman. I wanted some more respect on his name. I wanted just a lot more. I didn't get that in this movie. I didn't get more Superman, but I loved it. I loved it, dude. Like, the whole build-up for Superman, what I did get was, like, they put a lot more respect on his name in this movie. He was mentioned all throughout the movie, like, just this, like, you know, godlike mythological person that just passed away, that they had, like, you know, that Wonder Woman and Batman actually knew. I wouldn't say on a personal level, but they kind of knew him, like the way that they mention him, like little things that they mention about him in the movie before they obviously bring him back. You guys saw the other one. It's so cool. It's really, really cool. Everyone saw in the trailers, he got the black suit, and like there's just so much really cool shit that you gotta, like, you really have to see it to believe it. If you're a Superman fan, this isn't a Superman movie. I mean, the movie basically, you know, gets a lot more weight to it. It didn't need it. I'm gonna say this might be a little controversial. Like, honestly, like, this movie might not have needed Superman to be good. It was so damn good. It was so good, like, all the way through. And Superman don't come out until, fuck, I don't even want to tell you when. But adding Superman at the part where they added him added a lot more weight to the movie, too. Like I said, it didn't need it. The movie was already great. And then they add their champion, like the Earth's champion, the main champion, like the significance of him and everything like that. Like, it made it more... I don't know. It just made it more Justice League, more, I don't know, it just made it better. So that's basically my rundown. I'm gonna be doing a spoiler-filled review in a couple days, but my final verdict for this movie is 8 out of 10. Now, I know it's not a high score or nothing like that. 8 out of 10 is really high for me for a superhero movie. I have to honestly say that this is one of the best superhero movies ever made. Hands down. Hands down, dude. Like, no problem. I have no problem saying that. No problem at all. Like, yeah, I can scratch my head and I'm like kind of thinking, no, dude, like beginning to end, story spread out. I mean, I know you can do a lot with 4 hours and 2 minutes, but like story spread out, everything, like this movie was phenomenal, beginning to end. I give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. It was not perfect. I mean, I can't even tell you what I would have needed for it to be any better than that, but I just didn't like certain parts where they used songs, like singing songs, like songs with like lyrics and shit. There was that. The other reasons why I didn't give it a full-on 10 have nothing to do with the movie, and it's not even Zack Snyder's fault. It's because I feel like there's no clear future. After the end of the movie, I'm like, okay, well, fuck, this director and almost everybody involved with this movie is not involved with Warner Brothers anymore. We're 3 years removed from, 3 or 4 years removed from when this was completed. So I don't know where it's going after that. Like, it ended on a cliffhanger and we're like, okay, fuck. Like, usually you're like, dude, I can't wait for the next one. I can't wait for the next Avengers, or I can't wait what they do with this next. You watch this movie, you watch the ending, and you're already, oh, in my head, I'm like, well, this shit is done. This is like, we're never going to find out what the fuck it is. So that also took the review, or took the score down a little bit, because there's no clear future for this. And as much as I had to admit to myself, like, I love Darkseid. I felt like there was not enough Darkseid. And I think they did that in a smart way, because he was supposed to come out in the next 2 Justice League movies. Like, he was going to come out in Justice League 2 or Justice League 3. Like, there was going to be more of a build-up for Darkseid. But I fucking love Darkseid. Darkseid's one of my favorite villains of all the fucking comics, like, ever. And Darkseid went hard as fuck in this movie. Darkseid was sick. I just wanted a little bit more, I guess. Like I said, it doesn't take it away from the movie, and these are nerd points that I'm fucking deducting those 2 points from the 8 out of 10 score. You guys will have your own opinion. Honestly, this was just a great movie. It was a great movie, and I can't wait to really expand on my notes and really dive into it and like geek the fuck out and nerd out, like when whoever's willing to watch these videos with me. Or yeah, well, you got it. So yeah, that's it. That's my review of Zack Snyder's Justice League on HBO Max. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to hear more content. Here, if you want to hear more content from me or anything like that, you know, I'm going to keep making these movies either way, and that's just, it is what it is, man. Yeah, that's it for me, and you guys have a great weekend. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.